The Truth Girls.
Hi everyone, it's Truth Girl Sonia here. So I just want to give you guys a little update about what's going on with my son in the school situation. I don't want to leave you hanging because the last time I was telling you about this, I said this school that he was at where he had a horrible experience and they intentionally flunked him, which they actually did. I mean, they gave him a 59 in French rather than a 60, you know, just to make sure that he flunked because they had announced in March that they intended to fail him. And I was coming from the point of view like, how do you know he's going to fail in June if we're only in March? Anyway, I don't want to get all into it, but you can see that other video. Well, I just want to let you know what happened. So I emailed the school board. I said, it's pretty obvious that they said they were going to fail him, and they did that, even though he worked really hard the last semester. I sent some pictures of some of the grades he had on all his written work. I mean, it was good grades. So where did he lose all these marks? They must have taken them off the participation marks. I sent everything to the school board. I said, I don't agree with this. This isn't right. And somebody had told me that I have the right to refuse to let him be held back a grade. So I asked the ASD coordinator, person, or whatever, at the school board, is this true? And she said, I have to look into it. So she looked into it and she got back to me and she said, it's up to the new principal to decide what grade he's going to be in. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go over to the school. I'm going to bring all this stuff from his academic history showing that he really doesn't need another year to catch up academically because he learns quite fast when he's in a good environment. And he could probably catch up pretty quickly. So I'm not sure what purpose it serves because he had been moved ahead a grade at one point because when the academics are too slow for him, you know, it's another problem because he gets bored and then he doesn't want to do anything. So they had moved him up for that reason. Now they want to hold him back because they say his behavior is not good and he's too immature. So I went up there with some documents, but I didn't want to go in there like, you know, with these papers, you know, waving them in the principal's face. Look at these grades. You know, I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be confrontational. So as I was walking to school, I said a prayer to just put this really in God's hands. And I prayed for a spirit of cooperation on the part of the principal, but also on my part. You know, for us to have sort of wisdom about how to deal with this and to cooperate with each other and for this to be a good, peaceful meeting where something would get done in Gunner's interest. And just to remember that the most important thing is for this to be in Gunner's interest. So it's not about me winning or losing this battle or anything. I want to make sure that we do the right thing. So I asked God to bless this meeting. I put it in his hands and I went in there and I just said to the principal, hi, and I would like to give you some information, seeing as you're the one who's going to decide what grade he's going in. I just want to make sure that you have all the information you need to make the right decision. And I left it at that. I told him that I don't think Gunner needs a whole year to catch up academically. And I wasn't sure what is the purpose of keeping him an extra year. Now, as it turns out though, I think this is the cool part, this principal has a child who is autistic, who's now 15. And he also sits on the board of directors of a special school for autistic children. And he has sort of made it his mission to create a special program in his school for autistic children and for there to be a lot of acceptance and for these kids to get all the help that they need and the inclusion that they need so that they can be their best. So that's quite amazing. And this is like the only school that has this kind of thing going on. So I think that's pretty cool. And you know, they say the Lord works in mysterious ways. So it's, I think, just as well that Connor got kicked out of the other school because now he's going to be here. So this principal is very sympathetic and I think he's a very smart guy and I think he really cares. And you know, he's an autism parent himself. And in our meeting, we talked for a long time and he was talking to me just as a parent. He was telling me a lot of things about his kid and about his experience. And I feel really confident that he's going to be able to make the right decision for Gunner. So I gave him the information and I prayed about it and I'm leaving it at that. I'm letting it go and I'm just putting this in God's hands. Because see, I can't see down the road, but God can. So sometimes when it looks like something is adverse, the best thing to do is to pray about it and then let it go. And in this case, I felt like my job was to go there, give the principal the information, but I don't feel like this is something where I need to butt heads with people. Because I can't see down the road, but God can. So I'm asking God to work this out so that Gunner will be in the right place. so that he'll have a good experience, you know. I have a lot of confidence that this is going to work out actually at this point. And so I still don't know if he's going to be in grade 5 or grade 6. And I did ask the principal, well, why can't you just put him in grade 6 and then see how it goes? And if after a year then he needs to be held back, let's do it then. Because that other school was such a bad environment that you can't even look at that and know what Gunner's capable of or what his personality's like, because this was horrible. So I said, why can't you just put him in grade 6 and then wait and see? And you know what he said to me? He said they have like a policy that they don't fail kids in grade 6. Apparently that's how it is. They don't fail them at the end. So the time to adjust and like hold them back is in grade 5. That's what he said. And I'm not going to make a huge issue out of it. I have tons of other things I need to deal with and things that I'm doing with Gunner, and that's where I'm leaving it. And I'll let you know down the road how it goes, but right now I feel pretty optimistic about it. And that's it. And you know, I'm going to do a video at some point about why I'm not homeschooling, because whenever I post videos about Gunner having trouble with school, a lot of people say homeschool, homeschool, like as if I couldn't think of that myself, and as if I wouldn't be doing that if it were possible. But I have my reasons for not doing it. So everybody always has an opinion about what you should be doing with your kid, especially when your kid has a disability. And I had as many people telling me when I was homeschooling him, you need to put him in school, as I do now that he's in school, people telling me you need to homeschool him. So I just have to do what's right for me and what's right for my kid. And you, if you have a kid with special needs, you're going to see pretty quickly. There's no point just worrying too much about what other people are advising you to do. You got to do what's right for you. So I'm not homeschooling him, and I'll go into that some other time. Anyway, I just want to say hi, give you an update. And Gunner's at camp now, so hopefully I'll be able to do more updates about newsy things and health-related stuff and everything. Thanks for listening to me. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.